Good evening and welcome to the Drive at 5 on IntellectualRadio.com/iHeartRadio station. I'm your host, Roman, and we have a good show planned for you today. Of course, as you can see, I'm by myself. You know what that means. It means I'm going to go on a rant. And I think I deserve this rant. I wasn't planning on having a rant, but however, today what the media is showing and the essence of Trump, our political leaders, it's time to talk about it, folks. It's time, intellectual family, to have that conversation, man, because this is really ticking me off. Because I said the same thing over and over and over again, and it goes back to what I said. Now, are you willing to listen? Are you willing to listen within reason? I don't want to yell. I don't want to. Let's have a discussion, because I don't think we understand the historical nature and how history is about to repeat itself over and over and over again. And a lot of people are saying, well, I seriously doubt slavery or Jim Crow will happen. Guess how it started? It started with black codes. It started with black law. First, it was black law. Then it was black codes. Then it was the Jim Crow law. Can you understand that our skin is the deadliest weapon to some white people? And hear me out when I say this. I said some white people. That's why I said you cannot trust them, because Dr. King said in Chicago, Dr. King lived in Chicago, to showcase dilapidated buildings that black people was living in on the west side of Chicago, on Hamlin. And he said when he marched in Marquette Park, people were spitting at him, throwing bricks at him. We had Hermine Hartman on the show almost a decade ago, friend of the Drive at 5. And she said, the Black Keystone Rangers, if it wasn't for him, Dr. King would have been assassinated here in Chicago. If it wasn't for the Black Keystone Rangers, Dr. King would have been assassinated in Marquette Park. And there's a reason for that. Because Dr. King said, I went to Montgomery, I went to Louisiana, I went to all southern states, but by far, Chicago is far from the promised land. I'm going to say this again. He went to Montgomery, marched in Montgomery, and all the southern states. And Chicago is far from the promised land. So Chicago is far from the promised land. Why would Dr. King say something like that? Why would Dr. King say, hey, Chicago is far from the promised land? Here's the reason why. The Cardinal and Father Daly, not the little Daly, Father Daly and the Cardinal. He sat down and met with both of them to talk about and showcase the dilapidated buildings and the conditions that Blacks were living in. Over there on the west side, there's an ebony jet photo of Dr. King and Coretta Scott hanging out the window. That famous photo right there. And had the reporters to come in, and it made Daly look bad. It made Chicago look bad. You can see rodent droppings, all of that. And the reason, quote, Chicago is far from the promised land, he found out that once he sat down and talked to Father Daly and the Cardinal, everything was all good. He sat down and talked to them. He talked about the conditions of the Black people. They smiled in his face, and they had a contract to assassinate him. They put a hit out. Father Daly. Now, I want you to look this up if you think I'm wrong, because I'm not wrong. Father Daly and the Cardinal, that's supposed to be holier than thou, put a contract on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to assassinate him. And if it wasn't for the Black Keystone Rangers, he would have been assassinated here in Chicago. Ask any historians about that story. Ask anybody about that. And they will sit there and they will tell you that is correct. The reason I'm bringing this up is because at that time, they used National Guards to put Black people in their place. National Guards to block certain neighborhoods that Blacks cannot go to. National Guards to patrol Black areas to intimidate Black people. And now, you sitting here saying we need them. We do. We need them, right? And I'm going to tell you this, and I'm being truthful with you. You go down history. How can we check Black people? You use the highest commanding officer, and that is Donald Trump, who's the commander in chief. He can put National Guards anywhere he chooses. And people say, well, you know what? No, he can't. No, he can't. Yeah, he can. But I'm going to tell you the reason. We are our worst enemies. And I'm telling you, intellectual radio family, we are. He thanked Donald Trump at a press conference on Friday, 2 Black women. And he called them beautiful. And behind their back, that you can look this up at Newsweek magazine and the New York Post, he said something about Black women are fat. Black women are this. Look it up. It goes back to what I said earlier. They smile in your face. The OJ said it better. They smile in your face all around. You don't get no place. The backstabbers, right? White people said, oh, Trump doesn't mean what he says. That's a damn lie now. Trump is playing around. He's funny. He's a comedian. Ha ha ha. I'm laughing. While by a stroke of a pen, an executive order this, and an executive order that, preventing blacks from voting. But we're so like gun-ho of it's not going to happen. And I keep on telling you, when you look this way, you got to look around. Come on. It's tiring, man. I look at us and H. Rap Brown, who is one of the founding members of the Black Panther Party, says only us can protect us and only us can defeat us. And that is exactly what's happening. He praised two women, black women, that wants to flip Chicago red. I know them. I'm not going to mention their names because I don't want nothing to happen. But I am going to tell you policies, legislations during this rant. Because you got to be careful what you wish for. You got to be careful what you ask. Was there a time and a place to have the National Guard in Chicago? The answer is yes, during COVID. And the reason why is because as the nation was still hibernating, we were still outside having COVID parties. This is where we're getting it from, right? Well, teens got to do what they got to do, and I'm seeing representatives cuddling the teens. There's nothing to do with them out there. There's nothing to do. And let's call a spade a spade. That's BS. And I said this on many of my rants. There's plenty organizations that get funded by the state, funded by the city, and where are they? 2,000 people on the block of my last rant when I said, how in the world did we allow that to happen? And not one reporter sits there and say how many 911s were called? It just seems like they want it to happen. They want your property. They want your property. They want to stay near the beach. They want to see the sands of Lake Michigan. While we're losing our homes, the foreclosure rate, listen to me good, intellectual family, and listen good with both ears. The foreclosure rate are up. And we're about to go into a tailspin with the housing market at any time, any moment. Record highs of foreclosures in Florida, record highs in Indiana, record highs in Texas, and now Illinois. I'm going somewhere with this. We vote for people to protect our rights, to protect our freedoms. That's the reason why they put their hand on the Bible. to sit there and say the following words: I will serve and protect and honor the Constitution of the United States of America. Then I turn around and I have a problem with that honor, because is the Constitution really for black people? Is the Constitution really for us? Is the Constitution really states that we are free to say when we want to say, how we can say it? Come on now. Our elected officials disappoints me here in Illinois. That press conference, and I'm watching WGN News, and I'm hearing, like, all of a sudden you hear the special report, dun 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 dun, and a press conference. All of the elected officials were there, including Lazy Raoul. You fill in the blank. And he said, it's a non-emergency. It's a non-emergency. That's BS. A non-emergency. He's about to put National Guards in Chicago. He's not talking about Rockford, that has one of the highest numbers in crime. He's not talking about other red counties. He's targeting Chicago. Chicago. Why is he targeting Chicago? Well, let's say because we have the highest black population in the whole entire state. That's true. Let's look it up. The man is a demagogue. He's a racist. And I will say it to anyone now. Anyone, you Trump supporters, better think this you sugar honey iced tea through, because he's a demagogue. He will say and do anything, and he will get it accomplished. A lot of people say, oh, he's going to target September. Well, I'm going to tell you this, folks. The African Festival is this coming up weekend. And a lot of people that I talk to are worried. A lot of Africans that's going to vend there are concerned. And there is no damn representatives that will sit there and calm those damn fears. None. Prove me wrong. We're barking. Ruff, 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 ruff. I'm hearing barks. But where is the action? Where's the action? You have a black AG. Where is the action? Well, he didn't do nothing yet. He doesn't have to. Put it in a court. If you would have did your job the first time, guess what? We probably wouldn't be in this situation. If you didn't open your mouth and say, come one, come all, we wouldn't be in this situation. Yes, blacks are pissed about this. And we have every right, because they stole resources from us and gave it to another race. Come on. And then you're just going to tell us to deal with it and up our property taxes that we can't afford? Now teachers are looking for other jobs and other amenities to supplement their income. Come on. We it's sad. The National Guard is there for a reason to put black people in their place. But here is the flip side of this, family, because I'm being fair. We don't make it better. We give them the excuse to do what they're going to do. A 6-year-old got shot and killed, shot in the head. No apparent reason. And if I was that father, I would be mad as hell because you took something away that did nothing to nobody, minding his own business, and you took a child. You took a child's life that could have been a future doctor, lawyer, news anchor, entrepreneur, that could have saved lives. But here we go. Where are my fans at? Crack. We're making that guy millions of dollars with one song. But here's the chain reaction of where my fans at? Crack. We're buying fans at Chinatown. We're buying fans on Temu. We're buying fans. And giving money to the Japanese, the Koreans. They saying, come on, buy some more fans. Have more line dancing. Crack. All along while your teens is wreaking havoc in the city of Chicago. Before I got here, online, downtown Nordstrom's, not too far from the press conference they had. They did a smash and grab. White people was just looking at them. You see them wearing hoodies and masks. And I keep on saying to these teens, if you're innocent, why are you wearing a hoodie in a 90 damn degree weather and a mask in a 90 damn degree weather? A ski mask at that. Sweating bullets and saying the police is picking on me. All the while, we have a smash and grab at Nordstrom's. And white people with their cell phones doing this. That's exactly what they're doing. And yes, I'm mad. Yes, I'm upset about this. But at the same token, I'm looking at it this way. We're bringing it on ourselves. Back in the day, we didn't. This time, we are bringing it on ourselves. It's time for these teens to get a dose of act right. It is time for the teens to get it up, and it's sad. And I'm trying my best to get situations under control. I'm mad as mad can be, but I know what's been going on. And it's sad because I know for a fact that people here in our community, even the political leaders that's out there, you probably think I'm talking nonsense, but I'm going somewhere with this. Our community leaders, and I'm not saying all, but I'm saying majority of you, stop looking for the money aspect of saving lives and save them. Stop looking for, oh, it takes funding and stuff like that. No, it don't. It don't. You just don't want to work a 9 to 5. All the while, teens are out of control. Parents are not being parents. And I keep on using the Willie Wilson method. Take the belt off and whoop their ass. Am I wrong for that? Am I wrong? You know what your kids are capable of doing. But you go inside Nordstrom's and do a smash and grab, knowing that the National Guard is coming. You shoot a 6-year-old in the head, and you know the National Guard is coming. We are our worst enemies, and we're giving Donald Trump the excuse to say, bring them now. Bring them right now. So, like I said earlier, people at the African festival are very concerned about the National Guards coming this weekend. You got African vendors that's probably going to do a no-show and say, forget about the money. I'm concerned about my safety. And I'm saying to you, if I was a legislator, I'll be damned if I will let a teenage boy or girl to dictate this is how it's going to be in the city of Chicago. I wanted to throw a tomato at Pritzker. Yeah, I said it. I wanted to just throw it at him and say, are you kidding me? And I would throw a couple at doggone Lazy Raoul. You just allow it to happen. California, Washington, D.C., you're just going to let it happen saying it's no emergency. Well, tell that to that mother that the child got shot in the head. Tell that to the teens that was out there 2,000 strong on the west side and somebody got shot. He was a CPS employee. No permit. You talk about solutions. Every time you do something like this and it gets out of hand, you should be charged with accessory. You talk about solutions. Let's talk about solutions then, folks. Since we're on a good rant here, let's talk about solutions. Every time a teen is basically doing the so-called teen takeover or whatever they talk about, then let's talk about that. And when something happens, goes awry, sexual assault, because guess what? The girls there wearing little skirts, butt cheeks showing, wearing panty shorts. That's what they call it. And what we're doing, and I'm telling you what we're doing, we're just allowing it to happen. I know the seniors are calling 911. I know the seniors are up in arms at the CAPS meeting talking about this and discussing it. And the police basically says, you know what, we're doing it. We're doing our best. But at the same token, are you hiring teens that's in your group that's doing what they supposed to be doing and say, we need a budget to help us decode what's going on so we can stop it before it happens as the teens gather. That's smart. That's I mean, when you do that, when you do that, what about trying to get people that's savvy on the internet and cell phones and know the lingo and say, we need your help. And each and every time you charge them with accessory of whatever until it stops. That's what needs to happen. We need to charge whoever is the organizer to charge them with accessory for murder, accessory of this because you did not have a permit. And and it prevents people from having events on a safety level. And I'm very angry about this because a CPS employee, you know better. You know better. Getting back to the National Guard is only to control us. Nobody else. White people could do a smash and grab all night long. They're not going to worry about it because their directives is going to be worrying about us. Pulling us over, what you're doing out this time of night. Pulling us over. And our elected officials just basically said, you know what? The hell with it. It's no emergency. We can wait until October when we open up our session. You get what you pay for. They say, vote for me. I'll be your voice, right? I'll be your voice. Are you my voice? Or are you just there because you have some good health benefits? Are you just there because you're getting six figures? All the committees that lays out, and I want you to look up the committees that your alderman is on, your representatives are on. I want you to look it up. And I'm willing to bet, wow, I didn't know this person is on a housing committee. That's my alderman. That's my representative. And guess what? They're doing absolutely nothing, knowing that the foreclosure crisis is all around the state. And now it's us. Donald Trump signed an executive order today, a couple of hours ago, saying that, hey, um, when you guys get arrested, there won't be no cash bail. I'm like, wow. But he wasn't saying that when he was arrested. He wasn't saying that when he was handcuffed. Come on, people. Donald Trump is a demagogue. I don't know how many times I'm going to say this. I don't know how many times I'm going to sit there and say that we have people that actually defends him and don't know why. And it angers the hell out of me. And you know what he's doing. What you gonna say when the city is up in flames and black people are, what we gonna say? Oh, well, I didn't know he was gonna do that. It's too late. If I was the AG, and I'm just gonna be honest with you, if I was the AG, I will slap an injunction. I will find something. I will throw the kitchen, the house, and whatever to prevent them from coming and let the courts deal with it. That's what an AG does. You protect the state. And I don't know for the life of me why Kwame Raoul is running unopposed. If somebody come forward and say I'm running for Kwame Raoul, bring your petition here and I will sign it. He's the worst AG ever that represents the state of Illinois, and he's a Haitian. Whatever you want, Pritzker. Whatever you want, Pritzker. Whatever you want, Pritzker. But while they sit here and say they protect us, they're not protecting us. They're running away from us. Pay attention now. They're not, they say they will fight flim flam. They will fight to the death for us. Once they get in, you will hear a meow. They barely there. I'm at a crossroads with this National Guard because one emphasis, the parents are not doing their jobs, the organization is not doing their damn jobs. Somebody got to do it. And I'm not saying National Guard is the answer, but I will say this. We had an opportunity to get this under control, and Lori Leftfoot allowed it to happen. This is one time I will agree with Pritzker when he said you need the National Guard because they're coming to protest in Chicago. No, we don't need the National Guard. CPD is going to do it. They were outmanned and outgunned. And some of the police officers was hanging out at doggone Bobby Rush office. And he said, and I quote, they had the mitigated gall to eat my popcorn. That's all he was worried about, popcorn. Not about lives, but popcorn. The unmitigated gall, he says. And now it's just time for us. And I just say this. It's just time for us to sit there and say our community is in disarray because we're not on the same page, because we're not. I'm on the fence with this. I'm on the fence with this because there is no excuse that our children is getting shot. It is no excuse for the teens to act the way they are acting. And the reason they said it's nothing for them to do, but I see organizations, there are some organizations that are out there to get them straight. But parents are not doing their job. They're not doing it effectively enough. What can we do? There's legislations. You got people out there that's basically arresting people because they can. There are people, and you can go online. I think a couple of actors, the guy who was on Superman, the series, I think Dean something, and he's deputized to become an ICE agent. They are mercenaries. Come on, people. They are bounty hunters. There are bounty hunters in our state. There are bounty hunters in our city that's waiting for the green light to say, come on. You don't think they're going to come on Madison and Pulaski? Come on. You don't think the first thing they're going to do is go to 63rd and Cottage? Come on. You don't think the first thing they're going to head is the black neighborhoods? Where are the legislators? You supposed to be the blockade, the block, the wall, the brick wall to protect our rights and our civil rights. I remember this cartoon, Scooby Dooby Doo. Where are you? Where are you, black legislators? That press conference didn't do it. And if you were me and you watched that press conference and I saw the comments, there was one comment and said, I'm gonna go. This is pissing me off. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave because this is ticking me off. There is no emergency. There is no emergency. You're running around the damn lakefront. Of course, I don't see a problem because you're at the damn lakefront. What? I don't know how many Secret Service agents around you. Go around the Austin neighborhood in the tough areas, right? Go to let's say Laramie and Lake. Go around there without your Secret Service agent. Walk around, jog around. I'll even wave at you. But you don't want to do that, don't you? You don't want to do that, huh? What about you, Mayor? You stay on the west side. Go tell your Secret Service. Go home somewhere. Go around Lake and Laramie. Walk around without your Secret Service. See what's going on. And you will have a better idea of what reality is. Go around. I am seeing legislators having a hard time controlling their own damn block. What you want me to do? I mean, we pay you to legislate. We pay you to protect. We pay you to make sure our rights are protected. And you're going to sit there and say, it's nothing to see here. You deserve not to be elected. That goes for Prisker. That goes to the little drama boy. That goes to Lazy Raoul. You deserve it because you brought it on yourselves. This is not a Roman Morrow doing because Roman Morrow already told you. Send them back. They're draining the resources and it's going to affect black people. And if you don't believe me, go on my previous rants. Go on Thoughts of Tomorrow. And you will hear me saying the same thing over and over. And this is the reason why. The National Guard. Parts of me saying, man, we do need order. We do need some order. Parts of me are saying that, yeah, we do need some order. And we need order bad. Especially when you see 4 or 5 teens in a silver car, and a white person is videotaping this on his cell phone. recording this on his cell phone, saying they're doing a smash and grab at Nordstrom's. See, look, pan to the white guy, and he's like, and it pan back, they're speeding off. And you're saying to yourself, we can't shop in peace. We can't eat in peace. We can't relax in our home without fear. Teens have gotten out of hand. They're kicking doors thinking it's funny until one got shot and killed. And the parents like, oh, well, you shouldn't have did that. You're on somebody else's property acting a damn fool. What you expect? And especially if the police is not doing nothing, what you expect? Now that homeowner is arrested and charged with second-degree murder. Look it up. 2 families are affected by it. It's hard, folks. What do you want me to do? Because I know the National Guard is not the answer. That's majority of my opinion. It's not the answer, and it's not the way, because Trump will say one thing and order these troops to do another. But parts of me reading and reading on my phone the alerts, gunshots here, robberies here. Senior citizens can't even be at peace in their homes without somebody trying to knock on their door while the other is breaking in the back door trying to be a ComEd representative. Are we losing our minds? And then when we do the pow pow, we're wrong. It's wrong to protect my property. It's wrong. You shouldn't have did that. He was a teen. Well, your teen should not be making grown ass decisions. When there's grown ass decisions, there are consequences. I continue to say this to people, and like I said, I'm at a crossroad with this one. I do not want the National Guards to come, because we already know, given history, we have a bad history with the National Guards. Look it up. It was a way of containing us, keeping order. You can't go to this neighborhood. You can't go to that neighborhood. And you don't think they're going to do that? Yes, they are. You don't think that the National Guard and if you look at the National Guard, look at the makeup. Majority white. The National Guard, majority white. What you think they're gonna do? You got law enforcement detectives just ready for the green light. I'm talking to some black women, and I'm talking to you. Sisters, you got to take this very seriously. Sisters, you got to take this very seriously. You cannot sit there and parade and go on radio and television and say, I'm responsible for this. Yay! They're coming. And if you see your people, meaning us, you see your people getting clubbed. Senior people. And that's why Pritzker's saying, oh, if they come, protest peacefully. Because you don't want an image like they did in Montgomery, Alabama, when they was trying to sit down at the counters. They're carrying semi-automatic weapons, man. They're carrying you think that the German shepherds from the Chicago Police Department try the National Guards with their tanks? Try that. It's sad, and it's going to get sadder. I'm sad because every time we try to fight for you, us does something damn stupid. So it negates the argument of not bringing them here. Judging by history, I don't want them. We can go by history. I do not want them. But parts of me is saying it gotta stop. Teens got to listen. Parents got to do their job. Throw rocks at them and see what happens. Legislators needs to do their job. And I hope some legislators are hearing this. Do your job. It should be. You cannot wait until October. This he's going to plan something between now and then you have the African festival. Then you have the Mexican festivals that's coming up. People are scared. The National Guard, they don't play no games. When they tell your ass to move, you're going to move. Try and talk that bull crap like the CPD. Try it. But guess what? You will be on the ground somewhere and there's nothing you can do. There's no lawsuits. No lawsuits. Try and play that game. Again, that's my rant. Thanks to Earl Winfrey. But I want to say this. Join us for a live broadcast on Saturday. It's the 35th annual African Festival of the Arts. We will do a live broadcast. Earl Winfrey will be there. Wanda will be there. And guess what? They put handcuffs on me and they're going to drag my black butt there too. So thanks to Earl Winfrey, our executive producer. Wanda behind the scenes. You guys have a wonderful week and see you on Saturday.